Hello, sunshine. Welcome to Be Visible with Veronica, the podcast where bold conversations and soul-aligned strategy help you awaken your most powerful self. I'm your host, Veronica Bond. Get ready to stop dimming your light, own your magic, and finally be so visible you can't be ignored. Let's get visible. Hello, sunshine. Welcome back to Be Visible with Veronica. Last week's episode with Jessica Marriott will blow your mind. She has created a brand new patented product, and she is looking to put this invention in the hands and partnership of amazing people who are in the ski industry. She is a serial entrepreneur, multi-seven-figure earner. You will want to hear what she has to share on neurodivergence and how that actually helped her in life. But today, we have an incredible conversation happening with Angel Marie Monachelli, 11-time best-selling author, energy alchemist, and the recent author of Ignite. Angel, welcome to Be Visible with Veronica.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It is such a pleasure to have you on, and I loved being on EnergizeUtv, your TV show that has reached hundreds of thousands of people over the last how many years?
7 years.
7 years. Yes. And it was powerful the way that you organize that whole day and how you find your guests, and that launches every Thursday. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is your road through an entrepreneurial journey. Where it started, when did it land on your heart, what were you doing before you became an energy alchemist and an event energy conductor. I really want to focus on this power of energy through entrepreneurship. Like, let's talk about that as a through line. And welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today.
Me too. I hear that's the thing is, it is a power. It was a drive. And it was over almost 30 years ago.
Wow.
When I worked for Xerox, upper management.
Okay.
And when they said we're starting to lay people off, I was, pick me.
So you wanted to be laid off.
I was like, pick me. And they did. And actually, they didn't want to pick me. They came to me and they actually offered me more money, and they gave me less of what I was doing. And I was like, no, I don't care what you give me. I want to do this energy healing.
And they thought you were. Back then, there was it was woo-woo. It was a taboo when people were like, "What are we talking about?"
Yeah, it was very much
not in a professional corporate space, especially.
Oh no, not at all.
So they gave you your pink slip with a severance package, and off you went.
And that's exactly what I did. And
thank you, Xerox, because here we are now. Like, wow, it's so good.
So I started at a farmer's market. And I just was there just giving like 5 minutes of energy healing, Reiki energy healing.
Okay.
And people were like, oh, I can feel the energy. Oh, this. And then I would start doing sessions. But what happened is quickly I was like, this is my business. How do I really want to expand it? And what do I want to do with it?
Because 30 years ago, YouTube wasn't running like it is now. Social media wasn't running. It was word of mouth, farmer's market, maybe finding a way to do in-person retreats. And again, taking the taboo out of the woo. Like that's real.
And we didn't have any science back then. Nothing was really science-based.
Isn't it amazing how even the heart coherence and the institute, the Heart Math Institute, and and the company, I don't know the name of it, but they're studying frequency in water and watching how water begins to vibrate cohesively together, and it's all energy, and people are starting to, they want to understand. And so the reason why I invited you on today is really being able to incorporate this global conversation around the power of energy through the body, at the cellular level, through epigenetics. Like, there's so many ways we can talk about energy through business. We can share your own personal energy and how is it magnetized and received, Are you pushing away? Are you pulling in? Let's speak to that a little bit, because what was it like to get that first client who paid you for your service?
Oh, it was the energy of all of it. It was so exciting. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then to be in the middle of giving that energy healing and actually feel the energy, and then being able to remove, and then her opening her eyes and saying, that doesn't hurt, my lower back doesn't hurt. What did you just do? What did you do? Because to her it was kind of voodoo. And that was exciting to me, to be able to feel that, and then to be able to teach her how to remove the pain. So it was very exciting. And one thing I'd like to tell everybody, because if you're in this place that you're really not sure about this energy stuff, and it is the hottest thing going right now.
Yeah, and I don't love that it seems trendy, because it's been a conversation for thousands of years.
It really has.
The planet reacts to nature's energy, to sun, moon, stars, the way the moon runs the tides from full moon to crescent moon to new moon, the way everything alchemizes together.
It does. It absolutely does.
And it's been for thousands of years that this has been going on. We didn't have electricity, and so you found a way to make fire, and then humans put something on it, and then, oh wow, now I can heat water and make teas or cook food. Like, everything is an energy source, and our heart runs by electrical energy. The doctors call it electrical energy.
Electromagnetic frequency.
And yes.
And it has more energies, synapses in it, than the brain does.
It's the second brain.
It is really a second brain.
And so really getting into that heart coherence in that space, that is also energy. And you and I know that even so, for me, I've read that when you're struggling in finances, or you're having a road bump in that space, or you're having a conflict and you need a solution, that energy will also almost always sit in someone's back. So if they're having back pain, or there's something going on in their back, and you can work through whatever that is. And I think so many people are just looking for solutions that are not that are in that can be alchemized with what they're currently doing. What is something that I can do beyond what I'm already doing to be a source of help, of healing? And even if they think it's placebo, it's still working. So
true. It's so true, because our brain, it really is. And one of the things that I wanted to tell everyone to do, because if you don't really get the energy, and you're like, I still don't understand it, I just don't feel it, I want you to do this one thing, and it's really cool. You know that when you click your phone, click for your key to open your door. And you go so far, and it doesn't go anymore. Put it on your throat and hit it again, and it will go, because you are the conductor.
I did this. Yes.
Okay.
This was told to me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I totally and thoroughly believe in this. Like, it's nothing to believe in. It is real. It's scientific. So I walked away from my Jeep, and I clicked my button. I clicked my on, off, and then I wasn't getting anything from it. And I put it under my chin at my neck, and the thing unlocked the car.
It's so true, and it works, because we are conductors.
Oh, wow.
And that's all that we really are. So what I really am teaching with energy healing is really quantum physics. And that's what I'm talking about, and even in my book, because you can change your energy and frequency in 30 seconds or less. And anything, migraine to an emotional thing, you can change it. because that's our brain, but it's more the heart. Like we said, it's the second heart.
Well, and
How
we
you
want to be
feel.
careful that we're not saying it's healing it, and you didn't.
Oh,
So that's a totally different conversation. So
Yeah.
yes, but changing the energy frequency around the feeling that is coming from the body in that space can be done in 30 seconds.
Yes.
We're not talking medical things here. This isn't about healing somebody's body. This is about changing the frequency of the energy so that you feel better, or you can have that next conversation that might be difficult. Or like Jessica said on her episode before this, she was in this neurodivergent space, and it wasn't until she realized that that was the power of her brain and how it worked, and she got very in touch, and then she could let go of the negative energy that she grew up in, that then she began to blossom through this really positive space. And this is what you do. So as a alchemist who works in this space, I had asked you what it was like to get paid by your first client, and we hadn't gone back there, so I want to segue back. What was that like for you when somebody actually said, here, and back then we're writing checks, because there was no Stripe, there's no credit card, here's cash or here's a check. So that very first time somebody paid you for a service of impact that you knew you could make in the world, Angel, what did that feel like?
It felt like this is it. This is my legacy, and this is where I'm going, because I can teach this.
And you found a purpose.
Found a purpose.
Did you?
And my passion.
Did you know that from a young age?
I actually really did, because my name's Angel, and it's really Angel, and people they ask
think
me
you
that.
changed it.
They do, because being a light worker and doing what I do, so they always ask, that your real name? It really is my real name, and I always go back to that, and then that feeling of that I was able to help somebody, but it wasn't just help then. I taught them, and now they continued it. Wow, that is something different than
Because
just
that's
selling
a
something.
legacy effect.
The legacy.
And we talk a lot about that on this show.
Because
What's the legacy behind the power of your purpose? And having a passion for something that is impactful just amplifies,
totally does. Yes,
right?
Totally
It
does.
amplifies the energetic conducting that's happening around that space. So tell us about Ignite,
The book Ignite.
if you'd like. Yes.
In 30 seconds or less, you can change your energy to a positive. And that's what it's all about. So it's like when you go and you start to cook food, are you amplifying the food and energizing the food? If you cannot get your butt out of the couch to go take a shower and go to bed, how do you do that? It really does. It gives you practical things. What should you be thinking about energetically moving chi in the shower?
So why is it called Chi?
Chi is also
CHI?
uh-huh.
Okay.
Chi prana, and
Okay.
it's also because I teach Tai Chi.
Oh,
For
okay.
like 30 years.
Wow.
So that's what the Ignite was about.
I love
Take this.
Firecrackers. Sorry. You guys, can you get a close-up of that? That's pretty cool. I love it. Okay.
And
Sorry.
that's why it's okay. And that's why that book came out, because I wanted to show people that you can change your energy in 30 seconds or less. Yet, where is your mindset? Okay, we always talk about mindset, but it's not about mindset. It really isn't.
Do you think it's about heart set?
And the gut set. Because when you have gut set and heart set and your mind and your brain set, what happens? You're in cohesive with
Coherence.
Coherence, thank you. In all of it. And that's the key to really being in balance in your life and being able to take the time. Like, how are you serving? And that goes back to being an entrepreneur. I knew at a very young age that that's what I wanted, because I don't like to be told what to do. I admit it. But all humans, we really don't. As humans, we're hardwired to want to do our own thing.
Right. And we also are hardwired to have this all-knowing whisper conscious like speaking through us, but we block it out. We block it. Our devices make it block it out. With the people you surround yourself with block out that voice. The people who share you need more degrees, you need more certifications, you need more street cred. You don't have the right to speak at this because of XYZ. And yet we have this all-knowing gift that we know we were given. And when you open that up and you find it in yourself. So those of you listening and watching, what is your gift? Mm-hmm. What have you gotten off track? Are you back on track? Is it fluttering inside of you and you're not sure what to do with it? Like, really sit with that and find it in you and then let it come through. So you started a Reiki practice.
Can I go right back? Because
yes,
it's not really finding.
So it's not finding. It's always in us. It's igniting within.
Because it's always in us.
Thank you. Power of words.
Yeah, because Einstein said, and I quote, "Energy never dissolves. It merely changes forms." So that's all you're doing is changing the form. You always had it. You always will have it. So how do you want to show up differently? Wow. And that's why I wrote this book, because it shows you and helps you to go, wow, I didn't look at it like that. How did I not look at it through the energy? And most people don't, because we're not taught that.
No, we're not taught that. And your environment and all the things around you that you're letting in, information that you're letting in.
Mm-hmm. And your belief systems. And that's the same thing with the key. Until I show people that. I mean, I actually have to show.
Crazy. I'm going to have to do an Instagram video of me with my Jeep just so you guys believe it. Like, it was crazy.
It totally works. And that is when people go, oh, this is quantum physics. This is actually real, this energy. But most people don't feel it because they don't know how to experience their own because of their nervous. They're running. Check mark. What am I doing today?
Yeah.
So, listeners, please take the time to listen to your body and your nervous system to really connect to that. It'll change your whole life.
So, what is something that you do, Angel, let me step back. You find this passion. You learn Tai Chi. You're now teaching Tai Chi. Mm-hmm. Your business is growing. It's alchemizing and expanding. Mm-hmm. And then you decide to launch a TV show called EnergizeUtv. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? Because there could be viewers going, okay, how do you do that besides just deciding to put on a video camera and speak to the camera and share your magic? I mean, you had to expand out your distribution. So what did that look like for you? When did you know you wanted to do that?
Ever since probably around 10 years ago when I came out with the Shine On book.
Okay. Because
that one has 52 secrets. So every week I was taking one of the secrets and I was putting it on Facebook. Because back then, that's, it kind of was, and I don't even know if it went to YouTube or, anyway, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I was doing, and then E360, Aaron saw me, and he actually called me. Wow. And he said, we have a couple of other people that are on that and I want to bring you over to E360 TV, which is the platform that goes out to everywhere. Okay. So that's really, and I was like, oh, okay. And then once I did it, because there's a lot to producing a TV show.
Yes, there's a lot to, someone said to me recently, well, a podcast is easy to do. Well, the concept of creating a podcast or a TV show can be easy. The easy is in the starting of it, but having it produced, having it marketed, having it sponsored. Having your guests invest in their spot as they come on, having the stories to tell, having a strategy around it. There's so much to successful podcasts or TV shows. And I think I heard back in August, like 4 million people have started a podcast channel, but less than 5% have anything consistent. And consistent, and that number could be less than 10%, but it's super small. And what's considered consistent is if you've had an episode air within 60 days. And it's still less than 20% of these 4 million people that have started. So it is and the way that you and I run ours that I think creates impact is we're about the guests. This isn't an infomercial for Veronica Bond Consultancy or Transform My Social Media or eWomen Network that I'm a managing director of, or any of the things that Veronica's doing. This is a conversation with my guests, and it's not an infomercial for them. It is, tell us about your entrepreneurial journey. What does that look like for you? What sparked you and inspired you and ignited you? Because there are women listening and men who want to know about this entrepreneurial space. They want to know when they're having a bad day. Who else is having a bad? They want to know, well, when is it okay to celebrate a win?
Every single time.
Every single time.
Every single time.
And when is it okay to say, I love money? Because money only makes you more of what you already are. And it's just
energy.
a tool. And it's all energy.
And then it's feminine energy. And it brings that.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Feminine energy. Money's feminine energy.
Because it likes to
Procreate.
And likes to move.
Flow, like
flow.
cash flow.
So, and most people,
flow.
they have a hard time if they say, I love money, thank you, money. They're not, that concept is so foreign to most people. But yet, it's just energy. Everything is energy. From the pain, from anything that you're feeling, that you're seeing.
And that's a segue, right? So we're talking entrepreneurship, we're talking success, talking money, we're talking alchemizing the energy around it. How do you see yourself expanding in this space? Like what, if you had a magic wand and you could paint the future, say the next 6 months, Angel, what would that look like for you? Have you dreamt about that?
Oh, yes, and I visualize it and I write it every day. You remember what you think about, you bring about, but what you write about actually takes form. Because then the sub and super conscious actually gets it.
And it's different than typing it. Writing
you don't want to type it.
No.
Yeah,
you
no,
have
and you
to,
don't speak it in. You don't. No, it's physically writing, and it can be as easy as mine this morning. I have, right? I own. That's powerful.
I am.
I have. I own. I am. I feel. And I know. I feel and I know. And I feel and I know, right? Feel. And I know it. I know it. And you breathe into the knowing. I have it. I believe it. I see it. But the key is I know it. I feel it. I feel that I reach and I awaken and I serve millions of people. And I make billions and I give away millions. I write that every morning. And I am reaching 3.3 million now. And I'm like, oh. And when you step back and you look at everything in your life goes around the energy. And it happens because of what you've said or what you've done. Every single time.
You know, I love that you just shared that because my mind went immediately to our sun and how it's this great big ignited ball of energy. And our planets go around the sun. And we go around the sun. And you just said being an energy conductor of this positive, uplifting, peace, love, and kindness. I sign off with that a lot on my emails. We can be that sun where what we want around us, we could be the center. It's okay to say we could be the center of our own universe.
Absolutely.
Because as we're conducting that, it's just alchemizing through everybody else. We are all tied together in that space.
Absolutely.
So how do you work with people to bring that mindset, to flesh that out for them, to help them really understand that not only can you help them conduct that energy through them, or as an event energy coordinator that you create spaces for big events as well, and you get hired to come into those events to prepare it for the conference or whatever's going on. But now you said something earlier about teaching others to do it for themselves.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
So what it is it's not teaching you to understand.
Okay.
Because you know what? You can read all you want, but if you don't feel it, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
And I've been called the bridge between the science and the actual feeling of it, the experience of it. And I agree with that, because in my VIP day experiences, retreats with me, one-on-one, the person comes in, and by the end of it, they'll come back and go, you totally blew my mind. Wow. I now can feel where my energy is. I feel this energy. I feel this energy. I can feel that energy. Oh my gosh.
Do sometimes people think of it as a vibration? Because if somebody's like, I don't know what energy is supposed to feel like. Can it be a vibration? Can it be a feeling?
It's always a feeling.
Okay.
It's always a feeling, because and that's what the card thing is. We are conductors. That's why I am the event energy conductor, because I'm conducting the energy and I can move energy. But I want to make sure that the viewers get, and listeners, is that I am not going into your energy and shifting your energy.
Right. Okay. Let's get clear there.
Yeah, because that is abusive, and a lot of people do that, especially now, because everybody's learning this
kind of
stuff.
trendy, and they don't really understand it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they come in, and
they maybe had a bad experience.
Yes,
Okay.
and you have a biofield,
Okay.
or an aura,
Okay.
but biofield is more sciencey,
Okay.
and it's always moving.
Okay.
And the thing is I can create my biofield in such a way, because I'm so attuned, almost 30 years doing this, that my biofield will go out.
It expands.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it expands, it is going into other people's biofield, but not in their biofield, but they can feel it. And all of a sudden they're like, Angel, you will come in the room, and I'm starting to smile. And I'm not even talking to you. I'm not even close to you, but I knew you walked in because I felt this energy. And that really is true.
Okay.
Because all I'm doing, and if you watch me at any event that I go to, you see that I'm gone a lot.
Yes, you are.
Or that I just sit there.
So
I'm not doing anything.
No.
And then I'll stand in the middle sometimes, because I can feel heaviness maybe over here. So I'll stand over there, but I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there. But what am I really doing?
Shifting your positive energies going out, and people are. It's like you have two very powerful magnets that are opposites, I guess, and you bring them together, and at one point they finally snap together.
And it's like,
and yes, and the energy draws them together. That's how I look at that positive energy, that uplifting spirit, the shine. Hello, sunshine. Like that's what it's all about. Because for me, I walk out in the morning and I open my front door and I just let the sun hit me, because it's like, good morning. But I'm also very attuned to needing the pause at night, which is that magnetic lunar energy too. Like I get that.
It's the balance.
And I think it's so important that people can really understand. Just walk outside or walk in nature. Put your headphones off. Take your headphones off.
Yeah,
put your phone away and just walk in nature and listen. Listen. And there's a reason why the leaves know how to change in the fall. There's a reason why they fall off the tree. There's a reason why the snow comes down, or the rain, or the temperatures get cooler. There's a reason why the days are longer or the nights are longer. If we can also remind ourselves to live in that space, in that season of our business, in a season of knowing, or season of listening more, or doing more, or magnetizing more. It is amazing what happens in business and connection and relationship and the bank account and the success. Like, it is amazing. And it is so, I've lived it. So I get it. And even I have a mastermind group, Angel, and we manifest something every Friday. So what are we manifesting? And we'll call something out. One day somebody said, how about, we were talking about, it can be bees, it can be falling stars. I mean, it can be so many things. And we always tie a meaning to it. What is this going to remind us of this week? Well, one day the idea of mailbox money came up. Well, not very many people. I know people who only go to their mailbox once a month, like, because most of the time it's junk. I mean, once a week. And we were talking about this mailbox money concept. And what is that? Because, people Venmo you now, you get electronic transfers, but getting a check in the mail. And 30 minutes later, I go to the mailbox after this mastermind, and we're gonna create an idea around mailbox money. And there's a check there unexpected, and I was dying, and I'm taking a picture of it, and I'm hiding the number, but I'm just showing them, oh my gosh. And it was a refund from way back when. And it blew my mind. But that's energy. That's energy. Like putting it out into...
So, wait, we got to say this, though.
Yeah.
Did you know it was coming?
No.
Well, wait a minute.
Oh,
but
wait.
Did the vibrational field knew that the circuits knew that it was coming, and you brought that up?
And then
did you create it?
Good question.
And we can never answer that question. Why? Because frequency energy and the universe and how quantum physics works, it's banging off of so many different things. Because you can talk to somebody at an event and say, I didn't feel any angel at all. I didn't get any of that. Well, how did it feel though? Oh, I loved the energy though.
Or I made the best contact, and we're going to go have coffee. And I didn't know this person before today. Mm-hmm. So you never know how it's going to show up.
No. But they don't know how they're putting, most people put, this is the way energy should feel, and this is what it is. And when they come to see me, or even watch my TV show, because I talk about energy and teach energy, and then do a clearing on my show.
Okay.
And then they're like, whoa, wait a minute, I felt something. Because everybody has to feel to get out of their heads.
Right, go out of their head,
because they want to
get
analytically try to figure everything out. And you can't do that.
No.
Not when
and
it comes
I think
to that.
the world we're changing the conversation. And the more entrepreneurs show up, the more conversation, like you said, is kind of Reiki's kind of a trend right now. I became a Reiki master in 2019, just before COVID, and who knew I could do it remotely? But I was, and people are, and I was one of the skeptics.
Yeah, you were.
I was, and Reiki was weird to me, and I grew up around a construct of religion that there was only certain things you could look at that were of God, but yet I was taught to believe in miracles, and I saw miracles happen in my own family, and I'm like, well, there's something to that. And my mom, when she was going through her cancer when I was a young girl, she would lay in bed and she would visualize healing in her body, and she would visualize these, she called them her Pac-Men. They would go through her body and they would eat the cancer cells. And she would do that for hours every day in her quiet space or while we were at school. And she, through miracles, the tumors, anyway, it's just amazing. And she's still with us. Yeah. And she is a little sprite. But she was my first, when I was 3 years old, I thought that if I could walk up to somebody who was sick, and if I put my hands on them and I prayed or I just sat with them, that they would feel better. Like, these are things that we are taught are not real. And yet now we're living in a world that's accepting of the realness of it. Mm-hmm. And especially love. Like, love conquers all. Love can conquer all. Kindness does conquer all. Mm-hmm. Smiles do matter. And we can do all of that in business relationship. And so if you're out there as an entrepreneur and you want to meet people and you want to make connection and you're missing the people to people and you want to go online, you can still, just by the way you look at somebody or by the way you conduct yourself and show up, that don't you think that has to start with you first?
Oh, absolutely. And that vibrational field within you has to start with a grounding and that acceptance of who you are, but that also knowing who you are. And that's a tough one. I know that. It's a very tough one to start with. So it's just starting with understanding, not here, feeling and experiencing your energy. And that takes you just sitting back and doing some breath. I know you hear it all the time about the breath, but I just went through a 2-day intensive.
It's a trendy thing, too. My husband always goes, breathe. I'm like, but I've been telling you to breathe forever.
Yeah, for 30 years I've been telling you, breathe. But it really is true because the brain and the body and everything goes in line. And that's one thing when I start to have a pain, because neuropathy in my hands and my feet, the lupus, fibromyalgia, arthritis, And then the arthritis in my hands. And all of a sudden, it's like a knife going through my hands. And that just started. And being able to go, okay, and breathe through it and move it. And you can do that.
Right.
And that's the power of energy, going back to the car thing, because you are just conducting, you're just energy.
So I want all of the viewers and listeners to really pay attention to that as they're going through their day in their business. Maybe they're driving in their car and they're listening to us, or they're on a lunch break and they're watching. Because as we wrap up here, I think one of the important things that we can make sure that people know is how they reach you. But before we get to that, I ask my guests, if you had a permission slip, so your future self or yourself right now is writing a permission slip to Angel, what would it be for and why?
The permission slip would be to actually step out even bigger and bolder and not have that fear. And that's the big thing, is not have any hesitation from any family members, family members to any friends, to the media, to anything, and step out boldly with your passion. And know that it's not just your passion, it's your purpose.
I love that.
And it's also their gift. And remember, when we really step into our gift, we become present. And we want to give those presents to everyone.
I love that. And how, Angel, can people reach out to you to receive your gifts?
Oh, thank you. AngelMarieShines.com.
And I'll also put it in the show notes, so you guys will pick that up there. And can they order your book on Amazon?
They can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And it's called Ignite by Angel Marie Monachelli. And again, we'll put that in the show notes. And Angel, I just want to thank you for being on today and sharing your wisdom and your 30 years of alchemy of how you've gotten to where you are and how you're helping the planet just feel better and people, because it's a ripple effect. And it alchemizes through everything, our plants, our waters, and this is a totally different conversation, but we will go there. But thank you for sharing with the entrepreneurs today how they can move their business forward, how they can professionally move forward and feel better and really accept those wins that we talked about at the beginning. So if you've loved this episode and you want to take a look at more, please go back to Be Visible with Veronica and tap into these 30-minute conversations that really will move your needle forward. And not only that, help you be so visible you can't be ignored. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to Be Visible with Veronica. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it, tag me, and pass it on. Your presence has power, and the world is better when you let it be seen. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and keep showing up as the unstoppable force you were born to be. I'll see you next time.